Good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike. It is the 21st of November. This is our subscriber webinar. As always, these nights or days are about you. Ask any questions you want, and this is where it's a good time to answer them. Welcome to people who haven't been in these before. So a couple things I want to go over for people who are newer. Right? I post FLO hashtag throughout the day with the different flow that most catches my interest. And one of the things I'm noticing lately is some of this stuff, when the market starts to get weird, you'll notice sometimes this flow is not working as well. And it's time to take notice on stuff like that. So, for example, today, AXP, and I went over this in the video as well, but just sometimes it pays to do it twice. They came in big right here. How big did they come in? Hang on. All right. 9,000 of the weekly 119s have traded. We'll see how many of those are left. And 3,000 of the 120s traded. These are weeklies, right? And we'll see how much of that's, because I suspect a lot of this is traded out now. It's gone, what you tend to see as people pile in and then it's not working, they get out or they take profits. But this is where it came in. You see this big candle right here, right? And you can see the reaction. And this reaction here is the market maker hedging off those big bets. All right, what do? They don't want the risk. So the market maker who's selling those calls to this guy, what he's doing is he's buying stock to hedge it off. Okay, so one of the things I would encourage is when you see something going in like that, and you see this when this candle's up here, try not to chase into that. Let it come in, and then if you like it, get it here. And the reason is when the stock is moving on big volume from the market maker, the IV goes through the roof. The bid and ask get tight. They make you pay over the ask. Let it come in a couple of minutes. Give it a minute or two. If it comes in, this was a better entrance somewhere down in here, right? This, at least you would have gotten out break even. Up here, you probably, even as it came up here, you probably never would have gotten even on those. And, you need to watch stuff like this. You need to watch when, the flow has changed. And when the flow is not working, you need to be aware of it. Visa the other day, those December 8750 calls that they bought huge. And, here was the big 18750s, right? The big candle on that day, they reacted to it. And then the next 2 days, it's given it back. And, when you see this, it's just, you got to realize sometimes this flow is not working like it wants to. And this market is extremely unsure what it wants to do here in general. And you're seeing that in a lot of names. And, I continue to talk to you guys about breadth. And, breadth here again today, just putrid, right? Negative breadth, negative 584. We came off the lows, but not all that much. And when breadth is bad, that's usually when we tend to get our market dumps, right? That means there's not a lot that's holding this market up. And again, go back into December, right? Where's last December? There it is. Look at breadth. Breadth through here was horrific, right? Every day was nasty, 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 right? But breadth here, you can see how we've just been constantly lately trending on the low side. No big good days. We're not getting a lot of market participation. So what this means at this point is this market has to decide what it wants to do, right? And so when flow is being okay, now flow today was good with Twitter, right? They hit the momentum on that. That gave a quick trade if you took it. Float today on Facebook, they continue to hit those December 205 calls. We'll see if that can break out. It's got to get above 200. It can't yet. But for the most part today, they weren't active, and they just wanted nothing to do with it. Volume was low. And again, here we are. We closed right on the 8-day. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Do you guys think this was an accident? I'm going to let you answer that. Anybody? Does anybody think it was an accident that we closed right on the moving average? No idea. No, RC, it's not. Because what this does is it keeps indecision alive. Does that make sense? If we had closed below it, you would have had people already heading for the doors. By closing right on it, it keeps people saying we still have momentum in the market, even though it's just barely. Are you with me? Okay. When this action gets like this, it's time to get extremely cautious and careful. It's time to tighten things up. It's time to say the market doesn't know, I don't know. I didn't trade today. I traded a lot this week. I didn't trade today because the market action today did not appease me. I didn't like how it was trading. I also think we're in a very headline driven market again right now, which we'd gotten out of through here, right? We'd gotten out of that, and all of a sudden it's come back these last couple of days. And, so I'm willing to give this market a day today to see what it wants to do until tomorrow. Honestly, I would welcome a sharp pull here. I would not mind waking up tomorrow morning with one of those days where the market's down and we're in the 305 area, and then we get to see if they come screaming for the market and they buy it back. Right? There wasn't a lot of volume in this market today. It was very, very quiet. A lot of the names that led are now showing weakness, right? So when you start losing the leaders, like Apple slowly coming in, right? 3 days in a row coming down, showing exhaustion. AMD and all the semis showing some exhaustion. You got to look for what they're doing. And that today they rotated and, missed the rotation into energy, but energy gave a nice trade today. And it was names like ExxonMobil were very strong that led it, as well as Oxy. A couple of those names had nice little moves here today. Schlumberger. So they found places to go hide. They continue to hide in healthcare, but these things are hot. United Healthcare right back up to almost its high from Monday. Same thing with Cigna, right? They're rotating. They're hiding. They're hiding in this market for now. They're looking for places to hide, but we didn't get those kind of moves that we normally see today. So when flow and stuff doesn't work and you're not sure, it's okay to say I'm not going to trade. And today was definitely a day to say I'm going to be more careful. Some people who traded, they were telling me they were getting chopped around pretty good today. I get it. It was one of those days, just one of those days where things would pop and come back in, pop and come back in. JWN's out. This one I want to see. Oops. It's up. That's amazing. So my cautionary tale here is caution. We're going into a holiday week next week. It's a short week, right? The markets are only open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and a half day on Friday. Markets are closed next Thursday. You have a big, this whole China thing's come back into focus where they were buying every dip. It now feels like there's a lot of pressure suddenly that they're not sure. So all that says to me is it's time to be extra careful until we get some more clarity. China invited us out for talks ahead of next week of Thanksgiving to come in quickly, and we haven't accepted. That generally means something is probably not good here. That means probably something is that there's fire behind the scenes, that there's a breakdown in talks, otherwise we would have gone out there. But at the same time, things like BABA today had a strong day, closing on the highs. Despite everything, BABA was strong. So we saw some strength into some China names. JD came back and closed strong. So, these are names. Usually these would be weak if they were afraid. So the market is flashing a lot of divergences. And when that does that, I pull back. I take a step back. I have a lot of cash to deploy. I'm hoping for a pull in this market to deploy it. I'd prefer not to chase this market, but I'll do what I have to do over the next month to see what I need to do. So what are some things I can go over? What questions do you guys have? Are there anything you're not sure about? Things you'd like me to go over here? I did that webinar last night, guys. I hope you all watched it, talking about my thesis and what I think. And, this doesn't change. Today's action doesn't change my thesis. I still feel the same. So what are some things I can talk to you guys about? I can go over with you guys. Questions you may have, stocks you want me to take a look at for you, charts. I'm sitting in Disney. Why do I consider to sit in Disney? Because they have a catalyst starting tonight with Frozen 2, and the chart is saying it's just going sideways. Be a little patient. I have time. Trying to give it room, right? Still looks good here. Still being patient with it. Qualcomm broke down. Remember, Qualcomm, they came here, broke through the 8-day. That was it. Trade over at that point. All the way through the 21-day now and filled this gap. Maybe now it finds a bounce or not. We'll see. This name's been, tired. A lot of the semis have run. NVIDIA here on the daily chart, tight setup on the Bollinger Bands. Look how much they're tightening up here. You look at this and you go to a 1-year chart, right? 52-week high. Looks like it wants to try to go. I've been saying for a while I thought it can get to 220, but I thought earnings were horrible. Twitter today, okay, after this horrific beating on earnings, woke up a little bit. Look at how the Bollinger Bands have come in and just gotten as tight as they can get. Twitter's getting ready to move one way or another. Thank you, Kerry. I mean, I try to talk to you guys every day in the videos and everything, but this is your time where I can go over things in details that I couldn't normally do. Splunk is strong, somebody just told me. Yep, Splunk, nice reversal. Good for software names. Is there anything I can go over, guys? I was live today for 5+ hours. My throat and voice is shot, unfortunately. You sure? Charts? Anything you want me to take a look at? All right, we're going to go over scalping setups in one of these sessions coming up. Obviously, next Thursday, guys, obviously, no webinar, right? I could set it up for you guys, but I won't be on unless you want to hear somebody stuffing themselves on turkey and drinking way too much good food and wine. If you want, I'll set up the video camera on my table and I'll broadcast it to you guys if you want to be jelly. All right. If there's no questions, guys, I'm going to kill it. My voice is shot. Thank you, everybody, for being with me. I hope everybody's all right. Nice and easy. Look at the market back up here again. The market just doesn't want to stay down. So we'll see what tomorrow morning brings. You guys have a fabulous evening, and I'll catch you guys all tomorrow morning. Night, guys.